Hey everybody, it is me again. Wasn't gonna say that today, but I know that's kind of become my little catchphrase, I guess you would say. Some people make fun of me over it, but hey, that's their problem, I guess, not mine. But anyway, guys, I told y'all I was gonna show y'all a little bit of what mechanics do. Now, as you can see, I'm doing it at home instead of down at the shop. I just didn't get time at the shop to do this. Thank the good Lord that we were actually, real busy this week. Considering we're in the middle to end of September, that's pretty good. I praise the Lord for that. But anyway, I'm just going to show you guys a little bit what we go through. Like I told you, the complaint on this car is, like I said, this is Mom's car. Of course, Dad's got another one. The ABS and traction control lights on. Now guys, I've already scanned this car, but I'm going to go ahead and show you all the whole process. So first thing we got to do here is get our scanner out, our computer. Guys, this is another reason why mechanics have to charge. Now some of you may not believe this. Guys, you're looking about between $7,000 and $8,000 right here in this box, between $7,000 and $8,000. Now this computer does not cost hardly that, but I mean, by the time you pay for it, by the time you finance it, you're probably gonna get more than that for it. I actually got this one on a deal, like I said, and I've still got quite a bit of money in it. Too much money to be raking it off a car. So anyway, guys, you just go right under, and I know this is low light conditions, and yeah, this car's filthy. I'm getting ready to clean it up as soon as I get it mechanically sound, get it cleaned up for the winter. You just took your connector in there. The guys, I know the camera work's not good. The scanner down always says you'll have to excuse me. I'm doing this by myself. I was going to try to get the boy that works with us to film me if we done it at work, but we didn't get to do it at work. So anyway, guys, maybe this computer will turn on here real quick. Doing this in real time. I don't know if this video will be many different parts or how I'm going to do this. I may just put them all together. But anyway, guys, because I've scanned this car before, I just have to go to previous vehicle. You do got to turn the key on. Let me get that down before YouTube throws a fit. But it's asking me just, if 97 Chrysler LHS, if this is the car I want. So I hit yes, yes. I want to go to codes. Hang on, guys, I may be okay. Yeah, that's what I was going to show you guys too. It actually asked me here at the beginning to select a system: engine, transmission, analog, brakes, or body. Now guys, where this is a 97 model, you only got those choices. But like on a 07 or 8 or 08 model, especially like a General Motors, some of those vehicles, or even the new Dodges too, they'll have 12, 15 different things you can pick here, different systems. They'll have different body control modules, transfer case modules, just all different things. Chrysler uses on their new ones now, what do they call it? A totally integrated power module, a TIPM. You can actually check it, and that's basically, guys, a fuse box. You're checking the fuse box basically with a scanner. But anyway, guys, as you can see here, I don't know if you can, it's a code 32, left rear sensor circuit failure. Okay, that's the only code we're getting. So okay, guys, we know that our trouble's in that left rear. I mean, that's another thing, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the computer off. That I wanted to show you guys. Some people get in their minds that if you've got a good computer like this, and this is one of the best you can get, I mean, without going to the actual OEM, the one for Chrysler and GM and Ford and whatever. But some people think that these computers actually fix the car for you, or they tell you exactly what's wrong. You can see there, guys, that tells us we've got a problem in our left rear wheel speed sensor circuit. It does not tell us what's wrong with it. So, guys, first thing I'm going to do is right up here, right there is the plug-in for your ABS module. Now, guys, that's where your wires run from for your left rear wheel speed sensor, all the wheel speed sensors actually. So what I'm going to do, guys, the easiest way to do this, because the plug-in on this car is under the back seat and I may have to take it loose anyway to that left rear wheel speed sensor, I'm going to take this loose, guys, and I'm going to do an ohm test to see if the circuit is broken, and then if I determine that it's the ohm spec is not right, then I have to determine why. So anyway, guys, give me a minute to get this connector loose and I'll show you a little more. So guys, I'll be back in just a second. Alright guys, I've got the controller assembly unhooked, the wiring harness, the connector to the assembly. And guys, what I've did here, this is another deal. Guys, to work on these modern cars, you have to have a good information system. Man, that wind is just getting me. I got this off Identifix. Identifix is what I'm using right now. This shows the connector. And I know you guys probably can't see it here, but it's showing cavity 19 is the left rear wheel speed sensor negative, and 28 is the left rear wheel speed sensor positive. That's the two we want to go to, guys. And it shows me, see the orange marks I got there, and I actually done that. It shows me which two that those are. So after a few minutes of probing, guys, getting this apart, that's what I've got my T-pins. And these are just sewing T-pins that you can buy at Walmart, stuck back in those holes. And as you can see, guys, I've got my ohm meter set up, and it's showing open. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. I get a little bit nervous on these videos. You guys probably know this sun's not the best in the world either, guys, but it's showing open. As you can see, it's showing infinite resistance. Now, as you can see, guys, I've got them hooked here. Well, you know, I'm making a good connection. I know that. See, that's not supposed to show that, my spec, and I'm just going to show you all to prove that my machine is working, my lab scope is working. See, when I put these together, see how that changes? See how it's now showing 0 ohms? See, that's a good circuit. The spec on this, guys, is 900 to 1300 ohms is what this circuit should show, and it's not. It's showing open. So what I've got to do now, guys, I've got to determine, is it the sensor or have I got a broken wire? Now, what I really need to do, the easiest way to do this, I hate to say it, guys, but I'm going to take the back seat out of the car, because I'm going to take the back seat out. I'll say that again because I think I may have screwed that up. Because the connector for the wheel speed sensor is under there. What I need to do is take the back seat out, unplug the wheel speed sensor, and put me a paper clip or some kind of jumper in the two wires going back to it, and that'll complete a circuit. Then check this up here again. If I show a good circuit then I know my wiring from there up is good, and I know my wheel speed sensor is bad. So anyway, guys, I guess I'll start taking the back seat out, and I'll be back in a minute. Alright, guys, after a little bit of doing, as you can see, I had to take both halves of the back seat completely out. And I hope you can see this, guys. Right here is the wheel speed sensor end coming up through the grommet in the floor, and here's the end going back to the ABS controller, the ABS control module. Now all I did, guys, as you can see, I took a piece of actually welding wire here. I didn't have any paper clips. A piece of TIG welding rod, bent it into shape, and ground the ends down so it would fit in that plug. You can see there, I just made a loop. All I'm doing is ending this circuit, or actually I'm completing the circuit right here instead of completing it down there. That way, from here to the controller, if I show continuity now, then I know my wiring from here up is good. Well, the wiring from here back to the speed sensor, you get all this. This is all one unit when you buy it. So if it shows good now, then I just buy a speed sensor, and I know I've got my booger. So anyway, guys, let's go back to the lab scope. And again, that's what I was saying. A real neat thing about having this Modus, not only is it a scanner, but it's also got a 4-channel lab scope, guys. And of course, I'm just using the ohm meter right now. I mean, I'm not using the actual 4-channel lab scope part of it, but guys, for stuff like this, man, it's really handy. So as you can see, guys, I've got my T-pins back in 19 and 28 there. As you can see, like I said, I've got a mark 19 and 28. And I got my ohm meter hooked up, and look at that, 0.3 of an ohm. So we're showing a circuit now, guys. So that shows me right there that my wiring from there back to here is good. I don't have a wiring problem. I've got a sensor problem. So anyway, guys, to be honest, I'm tickled that it came out to be this, because I'd rather buy a $50 sensor. I think that's what I found it online for. The local auto parts, actually they all wanted over 100 for it, but I found it at rockauto.com for 50. So I mean, I'd rather buy local. I hate buying off the internet, to be honest about it, but you know, sometimes when there's that much of a price difference, sometimes you have to. That's the reason I always tell my customers, hey, when you got me beat on an online deal, you know, with stuff I sell, let me know and I'll try to match it or whatever, you know. But these parts houses, for the most part, are not interested in that. They say this is our price, take it or leave it. So anyway, guys, as you can see, like I just said, I have to, I'm done. I mean, I'm done diagnosing. I've got to put the car back together, and I've got to order a wheel speed sensor. Like I said, guys, you've seen there where it comes through, and I don't think you can tell it there. You may be able to. Right there is where it goes through into the floor through a grommet, and then of course it runs back here, and it runs the speed sensor sits back behind the rotor, and it's got a reluctor wheel that it reads. So like I said, guys, I'll have to order one, but that shows it. And guys, no joke, I've probably been out here, I don't know, right at an hour doing this, just checking this. So guys, that's another reason I'm making this, to let everybody know there's a lot of work in this stuff. Now, to do it the right way, I could have guessed, and to be honest, most garages guess, or at least most garages around here, and they shouldn't do that. You know, they get a wheel speed sensor code, I'll put a speed sensor in it. Then after they put a speed sensor in it, if that doesn't fix it, then they start chasing somewhere else. This is the right way to do it. You're supposed to check, have proof. You know, like I said, guys, now if I would have owned this and it would have showed good, some of you may ask that, well, what would you done if when I owned it with the sensor in it, it showed continuity? Well, the next thing I would have done, guys, I would have switched this over to AC, to millivolts, and I would have jacked this car up right there, put me a jack under the rear wheel, and spun the rear wheel by hand. By hand on this car, I looked the spec up. These wheel speed sensors produce they produce an AC voltage. See, the way GM does it, and I think Chrysler does the same thing. It's kind of odd the way they do their wheel speed sensors. They send a DC voltage, a reference voltage, to that sensor and back, you know, to it, and then they got a ground circuit back. That is their way to monitor when something goes wrong. But the way they actually read the speed of the car, as that reluctor wheel rotates and goes around this, or goes by this speed sensor, it produces an AC sine wave. And it reads that AC voltage, and that tells it how fast you're going. The faster it spins, the more voltage it produces. So you should be able to spin that by hand and get about 650 millivolts by hand. But see, guys, where I did not show continuity today, there's no use doing that, because with no continuity, it's not going to produce a signal. So there's no use me even checking it. When your continuity's gone, you know, when you see you've got to open, you know something's wrong. So I could have checked it like that, but like I said, there was no need to, because I found it, you know, I found it to begin with. So anyway, guys, I hope this helps. Some of you maybe, like I said, we don't charge usually for diagnosing if the people will let us. I don't know why my lab scope's coming up here wanting to re-zero, but we don't charge anything to diagnose if you let us work on the car, if you let us do the work. Some places charge, guys, but I wanted to show you here. Like I said, I've been, you seen I had to take the back seats out of the car. I've had to take this cover right here, guys, that covers this ABS controller. It was a nightmare to get off. I mean, I've been here over an hour doing this, and that's just to find the problem. So the next time a garage maybe wants to charge you 30, 40, 50 bucks, saving 75, 80 bucks just to tell you what's wrong with the car, guys, even though we don't do it, guys, it's a lot of work to it, and I don't blame them. So anyway, guys, I hope this showed you a little bit of something. I'm not as good as Scanner Danner on explaining this stuff. I wish I was. I can do it, but I can't explain it, or I can't explain it well. So anyway, if you guys need to know anything about a car, just let me know. So till I see you all again, good day, and God bless. Hey guys, as you can tell, it's got a little darker. I've actually went and worked out and came back. I had something else I wanted to kind of show you here. as you can see here, guys, or I don't know how well you can see it, I'm actually in the harness going back to the wheel speed sensor. You know, the other one I checked a while ago, I put the piece of wire in it, you know, that made a circuit, and I went back to the computer and checked. Well, as you can, and I don't know if you can tell, guys, but I'm actually in there on it right now, and as you can see right there, we're still open. So I just wanted to show you that actually checking, you know, at the sensor. And I couldn't really hold the leads good there, guys, with one hand, but I mean, I checked it. I held them good with both hands and checked it, and it's showing open. Now, guys, I did want to mention for anybody that tries to do this at home, this is not the best test in the world, okay? Just doing an ohm test on a wheel speed sensor is not the best test. Now, if this test would have showed good, if I would have showed, you know, a good continuity from here to the ABS controller and good continuity through this, you know, 900 to 1300 ohms, which is what it's supposed to be, okay, then I would want to do an AC signature test. You know, like I said, you would want to put your lab scope, or I think you can do it with a voltmeter that'll do AC, you know, and you would want to put you know, put it on AC, turn the wheel, see if it's making voltage, and you know, you'd also want to check to see if the DC side of it, if the reference voltage is also there. You know, you could do that too. So I just wanted to show this, guys. But if you know, if you check the sensor and it's open, you know, there's no continuity whatsoever through it, then you know you got a bad sensor. Something is broke. You know, either this wire, either one of these wires is broken, this pigtail going down to the sensor, or the sensor itself. You know, so anyway, guys, I just kind of wanted to add that to it and show that I did check from here that way too. So thanks for watching, guys, and see you later. Alright, guys, something else I wanted to show, and I don't know why I didn't do this a while ago. Here's the other wheel speed sensor, the right rear one, and I'm ohming it. I've got it, the meter stuck down in it, and as you can see there, that says 1.088 k ohms. That means that is 1088 ohms, which the spec on these sensors are 900 to 1300. So see, this one's good. When I checked the other one, it was showing that's infinite, that's open, that's you've got a problem. Well, I just let the meter leads get together. But so anyway, guys, that's just something else I wanted to show you to prove my point. Thank you, guys.